Hey folks, this video is part of a series on GitHub Copilot feature highlights. To find the other videos, go to github-copilot.zebia.ms. In this video, I wanted to show you what GitHub Copilot can do for you when you're using that on your mobile phone. So let's go into a recording of my phone itself. So wherever you are on your phone, you can see at the bottom right hand corner here that I have a Copilot icon. And that can be very helpful when you're doing things on the go, and that can help you with using anything in GitHub itself. In this case, I've got an example open here that of a repository that I use. You can imagine that this with a repository that you don't know. You can go into the repo, and as long as that repository is indexed, you can ask GitHub Copilot, hey, what does this repository do? And you can see that we actually get some information here summarizing by using GitHub Copilot what is in the repository. So it says, hey, the repository is designed to run checks on the GitHub actions listed in the marketplace, uses private data sources and things like that. So you can even go further because GitHub Copilot really knows this repository. You can ask who is the maintainer of this repo, with typos and all, because that doesn't matter with AI. And we can ask the question and Copilot will respond to this as well. And sometimes it actually uses the GitHub API to retrieve the information. Sometimes that fails. We're really in early days here. But you can see how you can get more information out of the repository left and right. You could go a step further, for example, and say, what is the tool stack in this repo? So GitHub Actions for CI/CD, PowerShell script for all of stuff. There's Node.js in here to check for certain things. There's Docker checks in here. Lots of extra information. So this can be very helpful if you're searching around. Let's say we're exploring. Hey, there's something here about a release. So we can view the release details, for example. And we can see that there's a lot of information in here. So we can use Copilot. And we can even have sessions in here. So we can say start a new conversation. Summarize the main updates in this release for me. Of course, we need to be nice to the AI. That's what we tend to do when we work with natural languages, for example. And then here it looks at the change log, for example. So hey, go to the release page. So you can see this is an example of it doesn't work for releases. But there's more and more functionality coming into this setup. So if I go to the repository, I can go to the pull request, for example. Let's see if there's a pull request with a lot of conversations. Here's one with 18 different comments. And of course, AI is super well in doing things with summarizing data. So we can go in here. Let's make sure we have a clean conversation. Summarize this PR for me. Well, let's make sure that this is a PR to prevent mishaps. Summary of the PR with the number in here, the title, the description, adding a new extension manager. So these are some of the examples that are built into GitHub Copilot on GitHub Mobile that can give you a lot of benefit in your day-to-day use if you're on the go and you don't want to read the entire issue thread, I should say, for example. So this can really make your life a lot easier. Summarizations work for issues, for pull requests, and for discussions. So that's good to be aware of. And you can see that we have some rough edges around using things within the repository or the user that created it. But all in all, I really like this functionality. You can get a lot of value out of that. You can see that on mobile, even your conversations are being kept track of. So a sensible name is being given here as well. So, hey, testing a repository, pull request summary, repository purpose, inquiry. You can even go to view all conversations and go back in time, for example. open up a new conversation, and in here you can also delete the conversation as well. So good to be aware of that. It really helps to every once in a while at least create a new conversation if you're going into a new context, a new repository, for example. That can really make your life a lot easier. I do recommend to check the README on this, saying, hey, what is actually the use case here? Learn more about input processing, learn more about responsible AI usage in here as well. So being aware of what you can do with GitHub Copilot Chat in GitHub Mobile. Visit github-copilot.zebia.ms for the other videos.